That's the train. At last. What's the time?
2 nearly. It's day.
Only 2 hours behind time, this one. God, look at me. Come up here on purpose to greet them at the station and wake up to find I've been asleep. This won't do at all, the pack. Why didn't you waken me?
Oh, I thought you had gone. It's them. They're here.
No, they've got to get their luggage, find the tickets, be greeted by the station master. 5 years she's been away. Wonder what she looks like. She's a good woman, easygoing, no side. I remember when I was a boy, 15 maybe. My father ran that little grocer's in the village, and he'd punch me in the face with his fist. My nose was bleeding. And we'd come up to this place for something. I can't remember what. He was drunk, I remember that. And she said, thin little, young little thing that she was, she said, "No need for tears, little peasant. It'll heal before your wedding day." And she washed the blood from my face right here in the nursery. And now here I am, a rich man in white waistcoat and yellow boots, but the son of a peasant still, with my pig snout in the teacup. This book put me to sleep. Couldn't understand the word.
Those dogs have howled all night. They know who's coming home.
Dogs? What's wrong with you, Dunyasha? You're all...
Look at my hands. I think I'm going to faint.
You come here. Come here. Look at you. You dress like a lady. You do your hair like one, too. You're much too refined, Dunyasha. We have to remember what we are.
The gardener sent them in. Says they're for the dining room. Here.
I'll have some cider while you're about it.
Very good, sir.
It's a morning. It's a frosty morning. 3 degrees below. And yet the cherry trees are all in bloom. I do not approbate this climate of ours. I do not. Uncooperative and untimely. That's what it is. Another thing, Alexander Leparkin, by way of a footnote. These boots. I bought them the day before yesterday, and they travel, I assure you, beyond the bounds of possibility. Would Greece help, do you think?
Oh, please, go away. You bore me.
Every day I befall some new misery, but no longer do I grumble. I even smile at it sometimes. Well, I'll be off then. Now that's, if you'll excuse the language, exactly the sort of thing I had in mind. Wear the clam for the storm. At least in my opinion.
If you promise you'll keep a secret, Mr. Leparkin. Yeppie Hoddoff has asked me to marry him.
Uh-huh.
I really can't make up my mind what to do. I mean, he's quite rarely, but when he gets started, I mean, you can't make head or tail of it. I mean, it's all very nice, and I mean, and even moving. Except I can't understand a word he says. I mean, I quite like him. And he loves me to distraction, of course. Such a sad man. Every day, something else befalls him. So everybody laughs and teases him and calls him million miseries. Just the other day.
That's him.
Oh, they're here. Look at my hands. What'll
arrived. Let's go and meet them at the door. I wonder if she even knows me after 5 years.
Oh, wait this minute, I know I will.
Room, Mother. Oh, yes. Oh, it's rather cold, I'm afraid. Your rooms, the white one and the blue one, are exactly as you left them.
Oh,
Mother.
look, the nursery. My dear and lovely room. I was a child here and I'm a child again. Oh, do you remember, brother? And you haven't changed at all, Varya. My little nun. Oh, Dunyasha.
It's 2 hours late, that
It eats nuts.
Imagine.
It's been a long wait.
I haven't slept for 4 nights. It's so cold.
Oh, you left in winter and you come back in spring. It's not changed at all. My lovely. I'm done with waiting now, my lovely. Now, I've something to tell you that can't wait.
I'm sure you have.
I've had a proposal.
Really?
From Yeppy Hoddoff. The clerk.
Dunyasha? Dunyasha. There's not a pin left.
I wish I knew what to do. Hirali's mad about me.
My room, my windows. Have I been away at all? And the orchard. The first place I'll go tomorrow. Oh. First I must sleep. I didn't sleep the whole journey. I've been so anxious.
Mr. Trofimov arrived 2 days ago.
Peter?
He's putting up in the wash house. He didn't want to put on anyone. I know he'd want me to wake him, but Miss Varya said I mustn't. Don't wake him.
Dunyasha, coffee. Quickly, girl. Mama's asking for coffee.
I'm going.
Thank God you're home. You're back home again. My most dear, most pure, most precious sister's back again.
Awful.
I know. Passion Sunday I left. Thought I'd die of cold on the train. And Carlotta either gabbled or did card tricks all the way to Paris. Told you not to saddle me with her.
You're 17, child. You couldn't have travelled alone.
We arrive in Paris. It's snowing. My French is useless. Mother's living in a 5th floor apartment. And when I arrive, she has some French people visiting her. Some ladies. An old priest with a Bible under his arm. It was dingy and full of cigarette smoke. Just suddenly, I felt so sorry for her. I just suddenly took Maman's head in my hands and held on tight and couldn't let go. And Maman hugged me. Cried.
That's enough.
She'd sold the villa in the south before I arrived and was still penniless. And I only just made it to Paris, so I wasn't much help. But it made no difference. We ate in the most expensive restaurants, and she'd order the most expensive dishes and make the waiters rich men overnight with her tips. And Carlotta was just as bad. It was appalling. And Yasha! He's Mother's valet now, you know, so he had to come back.
Yes. I noticed him.
Well then, what about here? Have we paid the interest on the mortgage?
With what?
None of it.
They're putting the estate up for auction in August.
Dear Jesus.
Holy Mother of God, I could...
What about Perkin? Has he asked you yet? Well, why don't you have it out with him? Isn't he supposed to love you?
There's nothing there. He's too busy with his business. He has no time for me. Barely notices I'm in the room. I can't bear it any longer. There's great talk about the impending wedding, him and me. I'm congratulated all the time. But in reality, there's nothing. It's just a dream. Where did you get that? What is it, a bee?
My mum bought it for the journey home. Cost a fortune. Guess what? In Paris, I went up in a balloon.
Now you're home, precious one.
Coffee!
You know what I do as I go round the house doing my jobs? I dream. I dreamed that you were going to marry a rich man. I dreamed that then I could retreat from all this to some remote convent somewhere and only leave it to go on pilgrimages to holy places. Kiev, Moscow, on and on. Such peace it would bring.
The birds. Listen. In the garden. What time is it?
2:30. Time you were in bed, dear child. It would bring such peace.
Excuse me, mademoiselle. Is one permitted to pass this way?
My, haven't you changed though, Yasha? I barely recognized you.
I'm sorry, I don't think I've ever...
Dunyasha, when you went away, I was only this high. Fyodor Kozyedov's daughter. Didn't you remember?
Quite a cute...
What's going on?
I've broken a saucer.
Let's hope it bodes well. Pick it up, then.
We should warn Maman Peter Trofimov's here.
It's all right. He won't be wakened. I've given orders.
She must know, Varia. Think what might happen if he were to walk in on her unannounced. Father dying, Grisha drowning in the river, Mother abandoning us, fleeing to Paris. All that grief, all that guilt flooding back. Even now, 6 years later, she still won't believe she's forgiven whatever one tells her.
The mistress will have her coffee in here. Is it ready? Right? Cream.
Oh my God.
Witness wench. Oh, they've arrived all the way back from Paris. The old master used to go to Paris. I remember that you once... he did. In a coach.
Who are you talking to, Fierce?
Oh, nearly 3, madam. And the mistress is home. The long wait's over. And now I can die.
Off into the corner. Double off the cushion.
Cut into the corner. We used to sleep in here as children, if I'm not... And now, odd as it may seem, I'm 51.
Tempus fugit.
What?
The time flies.
Stinks of patchouli in here.
I'm for bed. Good night, Maman.
Oh, sweet child. Are you glad to be home? I'm still a little dazed by it.
Uncle?
Oh, bless you. Just like your mother. You were just like her at her age, Luba.
Good night. Night, night.
She's worn out.
The journey.
Well now, gentlemen, it's late. Time you were gone. You haven't changed a bit, Maria. I'll just drink my coffee, then we'll all go. Thank you, my dear. I've grown used to it, you know, coffee. I drink it all the time. Thank you, Fierce. Thank you, dear old man. I ought to check the luggage is all there. Is this really me sitting here? I can't believe it. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing. If it's a dream, don't waken me. Because I love this place. I love it so much I couldn't see it from the train for tears. Coffee. Thank you, Fierce. Thank you, dear old man. It's good you still live.
Oh, not yesterday. The day before.
but deaf.
I have to catch a train to Kharkov in an hour. It's a pity. I wanted to have a good look at you. And the talk. You're as magnificent as ever.
And even more beautiful. A la mode, is it? I swear my heart's not stopped pounding like a racehorse since she arrived.
Your brother Leon here says that I'm a boor, a kulak, but that doesn't hurt me. He's welcome to his opinion. All I ask is that you trust me as before. Hold me in the same regard as before. My father was serf to yours, and to his father too, but you've done so much for me. You've helped me forget all that history and love you as my own sister. More, perhaps.
I can't sit still. Forgive me. Oh, this happiness is insufferable. Laugh if you like. I know it's silly. My own bookcase. Oh, my own table.
Nanny died while you were away.
Yes, I know. May she rest in God's arms. They wrote me.
Anastasia, too. And that boy, Peter, the one with the squint, handed in his notice. Joined the police force.
My daughter Dashinka sends her regards.
Well, let me cheer you up with this. There isn't time for a full discussion. I have to catch that train, but here it is in essence. The cherry orchard is down to be sold off by auction to pay off your debts. Now, this much you know. Now, the date of the auction has been set for August the 22nd. But you can go to your bed tonight and dream pleasant dreams because there's a way out. Now, listen. Your land is less than 20 miles from town and near the railway, right? Now, if the orchard and the land by the river were to be parcelled up into plots and leased out for weekend cottages, you would have a per annum yield of 25 or even 30,000. Now, what about that?
Bloody nonsense.
I'm
Absolute
not sure
bloody-
I understand what you're saying, Mr.
How I get the yield figure? Ah, well, now, you can ask at least 10 rubles per year per acre plot. And if you put it on the market right away, you won't have a plot left by the autumn. You take the word of a man who knows. In fact, dear lady, you're to be congratulated. You're comprehensively saved. It's a fine location. Bathing to be had in the river. All you have to do is a bit of cleaning and tidying. All these outbuildings and things will have to go, of course. And this place, which is of only marginal value to anyone now, and the cherry orchard.
The cherry orchard what?
Well, 5 men could clear it in less than a week.
Cut it down. Forgive me, you appear not to understand. If there is one truly remarkable thing in this entire region, it is my cherry orchard.
Forgive me, Madame Renevsky, but the only remarkable thing about your cherry orchard is its dimensions. It's very large, but there's nothing at all remarkable in producing a crop every other year which nobody actually wants.
This orchard has an entry to itself in the Encyclopedia Ruskaya.
All right. But unless there's some pretty clear thinking and some sensible decisions forthcoming, both it and the estate will come under the auctioneer's hammer on the 22nd of August. You will have to make up your minds. But be assured, there is no other way out. None at all.
It's not, see, once upon a time they used to dry the cherries, preserve them in jars or turn them into jam. And
Shut up, please, Pierce.
sometimes even they would send them, you see, in carts to Moscow and Kharkov. For people wanted them then. Oh, I can still smell them, the dried cherries, soft and sweet. Oh, they knew how to do it then.
And now?
No one remembers.
How was the food in France then, eh? Did you eat frogs?
I ate crocodiles.
The recipe for drying cherries is no longer the point, Madame Ranevsky. Once there were just masters and serfs in these parts. Now there are holiday makers, weekenders. And in 20 years from now, there'll be masses of them around every town, even the smallest. As of now, they just drink tea in their verandas. But I see the day when these same people will take to planting out their little acre, growing things. And the orchards will live again, be alive again with growing things.
Bloody nonsense.
Got the telegrams that came for you, Mama. Here they are. Paris. I've forgotten Paris.
Do you know how old this bookcase is, Liuba? The other day I was rummaging through this bottom drawer here and I noticed some figures burnt in the wood. 1803. 100 years ago, eh? Perhaps we should celebrate its centenary. True, it's inanimate, a thing, but it remains a bookcase.
100 years. Imagine.
Yes, that is truly something. My dear, honored bookcase, I salute your life. For 100 years you've borne witness to the noble ideals of goodness and of justice. For 100 years, your silent call to hard work has sounded in the ears of generation upon generation of this, our family, sustaining us in our moments of weakness, strengthening in us our belief in a better tomorrow, and implanting in us a moral idea of virtue and the moral ideal of social order.
Yes.
Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose avec toi, Léon.
Pin off into the corner, cut into the middle.
Well, I have to go.
I think it's time for your pills.
Sure, pills. Never take pills, dear lady. Never did anybody any good. Never did anybody any harm, come to that. Yeah. Oh! Say,
You'll be ill!
no, one gulp. Nothing.
Yeah, what guts the man must have, eh?
The honourable gentleman was here at Easter and ate a half bucket full of pickled cucumbers.
What's he saying? It's mattered for 3 years. We barely notice it now.
Senile.
Ah, forgive me, Carlotta. I haven't had the opportunity to say how do you do yet.
First the hand, elbow next, and the shoulder.
Some days it's barely worth getting out of bed. All right, show us a trick then, dear lady.
Excellent idea, yes.
Sorry, too tired.
Oh. I'll be away for 3 weeks. Goodbye, madame. Time to go. I don't actually feel like going. Think about the summer cottage scheme, hmm? Now, you've only to let me know. I'm pretty sure I could raise 50,000 or so to set things in motion. Think hard, hmm?
Go, will you go?
Yeah, I'm going.
Perfect bore that man is. I do beg your pardon. Varya's going to marry him. He's Varya's intended, isn't he?
Thank you, Uncle. Oh, no matter, Mary. I should be more than happy. He's a good man.
Fine man. Admirable fellow. Ooh, yes. My Darshenka says it all the time. My Darshenka says all sorts of things. Oh, while we're on the subject, dear lady, would you lend me 240 rubles? The interest on the mortgage is due tomorrow.
We haven't got it. There isn't any. I'm afraid that's true. I have nothing.
Not to worry. Never say die, that's the thing. There are times when I think everything's over. I'm done for. And then, hey, presto, there's a railway line. Oh, something across my land, and I get paid for it. Something will happen, you see. If not today, then tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if Dashenka won 200,000 rubles in the lottery. She's got a ticket, you know.
So much for coffee. Now I must sleep.
Put the wrong trousers on again. Oh, what's the matter to do with you?
Anya's sleeping. The sun's up. Can you feel it?
Look, Mama.
The trees, aren't they wonderful? You can smell them on the air. Can you hear the starlings?
How white the orchard, Huber. Do you remember? On and on the avenue of trees, unending, shining under the moon like a maiden's ribbon, armed and ready for the ball. Remember?
Childhood. And innocence. Oh. My bed was here by the window. I could see the orchard from it. And out there, at least, nothing has changed. My orchard gleams as white, as pure as ever, untouched by autumn storms and winter's dead hand. Here you are again, and again, and again. Young, innocent, your own self. Some God watches over you. No past to weigh you down like a great stone.
Odd as it may seem, this orchard...
See, there's Mother walking in that grove in the white dress. It is her, see.
God is with you, Mother.
Where?
Does no one. I imagined it. See over there, on the right, by the path to the summer house. A little tree bent over somehow looks like a woman. How white and wonderful. The blossom against the blue sky.
Madame Ranevsky. I just wanted to pay my respects. I'll go. Forgive me, I was told to wait until the morning, but I still lack patience.
It's Peter Trofimov.
Peter Trofimov. Your son's tutor. Can I have changed so much?
Come, Lyuba, come.
I told you to wait until the morning.
Grisha.